Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us we have the all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90. This has the Premium Plus package, finish off in Rhodium White Premium. MSRP is just over $58,000. So we have a plug-in hybrid from Mazda that has quite a lot to offer. And this is powered by a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. It's paired to that hybrid electric system along with the 17.8 kilowatt lithium ion battery pack. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission as well, and pumps out 323 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. That power sent through the all-wheel drive system, propelling this 5,200-pound SUV from 0 to 60 just shy of 6 seconds. Top speed is 128, and you're also looking at right around 26 miles on just the EV system alone. So as we work our way to the exterior styling now for this plug-in hybrid, you'll notice that the surround in the lower section of the grille is finished off in chrome, and it also surrounds the LED DRLs and turn signals. Very nice integration to see that. We have LED headlights and DRLs, of course. The Mazda logo is also the forward-facing sensor. There's a camera, parking sensors, plenty of cutouts in that gloss black. And then there's even more chrome in that lower section with another inlet, more parking sensors, and inlets on the far ends to provide even more aerodynamics. Really clean and subtle lines come down the hood too. I think it gives it a pretty wide appearance, but everything is very proportional. Now moving to the side, this has a set of 21-inch wheels with a two-tone design to them. You'll notice too that there's plastic for the fender arches. It starts in that lower corner of the bumper, works its way down the side skirts all the way to the rear, where there's also more chrome with the Mazda badge in that lower side skirt. And being a plug-in hybrid, we have that logo just behind that tire. Now this has power folding body colored side mirrors with the camera and the turn signal, full moonroof up top, more chrome for the roof rails, along with the upper section of the window trim. And it has a really nice proportional design to it. Being a 3-row SUV, I think it has very nice lines that go down the side. Now this does have a body colored spoiler, third brake light, rear wiper blade, backup camera with LED taillights, all the sensors, even some more chrome in that lower section. It also has a towing capacity right around 3,500 pounds, so you can hook up some smaller trailers as needed. Now you can use the button on the key fob or up underneath to open up this power liftgate. Now being a 3-row, you actually get a good bit of space in the back. It's not large, of course, but if you had this packed full of people, you can still stack up some items. Underneath the floor, you have the charging cable that you can store, a little bit of storage, and the toolkit. Now in order to plug in that, it's over on the passenger side, so you have that area to plug that up. Now what I also love about the 3rd row is that they are manual. So in a matter of few seconds, you have extra storage just like that. It's the same for the 2nd row seating too, so you do have to go around and fold those down if you need to, but this makes it super easy and convenient to do. There's also auxiliaries located in the back, so if you need to use those, you can. And then 2 buttons up top. You can just close it, or you can choose to lock the vehicle as well. Now for this door panel, really nice two-tone design to it with the black and the stitching. Lots of storage in the lower section. We have the window control, and then even an adjustable sunshade if you need to use that. Same two-tone design for the leather seats, which have a really nice look to them. Now you can go for 2 different seating configurations. You can get the captain's chairs, which makes this a 7-seater, or you can get an 8-seater, so you have that bench style in the middle. But as we work our way to the back seats, we can slide that entire seat forwards, giving me plenty of room at 5'10" to crawl into the back. Now this is a 3-row bench for the 3rd row. You have armrests, cup holders, auxiliaries. Honestly, I could ride fine back here. I have about a ½ an inch or so above my head, but definitely plenty of space. Making this very versatile. It's not the largest 3-row SUV that's available, but it's definitely doable. It's not just an afterthought. They made this to accommodate that 3rd row. And so in the back now, we have storage pockets, plenty of leg room. These are even heated captain's chairs too, all of the climate adjustments that you need. They are reclinable. We have the adjustable armrest that you can put wherever you would like to, and then even cup holders in the middle. Now, if you don't want those, just fold them out of the way, and you can enter and exit this way if you would like to. Plenty of glass and visibility in these back 2 rows. So it's not claustrophobic feeling at all. Up front, same design as the rear, of course. There's all the window adjustments, side mirror adjustments, storage space, same materials and design. Then we have the power operated front seats, which have a nice look. Now, as we work our way to the steering wheel, it's finished off in solid leather. We have volume and tuning on the left side, along with the Bluetooth and voice commands, and then the cruise and adaptive cruise is on the right. Paddle shifters are located on the back side too. And if we fire this up, it will start up in the EV mode, so you really don't hear anything at all. For the gauge cluster, left side shows you power and charge. Right side shows you 2 different fuel levels, basically. First one is for the actual fuel. Second one is for the charge on the battery, so you can see if it's full or empty. And then you can also use the info button to go through a little bit more info over on that right side. So not a ton to go through, but you can scroll through this and look at all of those as needed. And then, of course, you can see miles per hour right in the middle with some other info. Now, on the left side, there's the memory seating adjustments along with the rear liftgate release. There's also a control for the safety sense that you can turn on and off. There's parking sensors along with traction control and the fuel cap release. This does have a head-up display, and it will show you the pedestrian and cross-traffic alert with the arrows up on the head-up display, and then miles per hour, of course. Now, for the infotainment system, this is not touch screen. So we have all those controls located down below, with shortcuts to get into all of this information. So if we go to home right now, you can use that rotary dial and scroll through all of this and easily get through everything to configure this as needed and get into what you would like to. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it not being a touch screen, but everything is laid out very well. There's even power and volume and tuning on the right side, favorites button too. There's auto hold and the e-brake on that left side. So it's really easy to go through it. Not a ton of info, which is helpful since it's not touchscreen, but you can easily do that. More leather underneath that, 2 air vents. We have heated and ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel. All of the climate adjustments are laid out very nicely. We have those on both sides. You can even get to the rear climates too, so you can control those from up front. This does get wireless charging. There's a 12 volt, 2 cup holders on that right side. And then we have a few driving modes. There's normal along with sport, EV, and an off-road setting. So just depending on how you would like to drive. There's also a battery charge setting that you can go into and configure as needed. And then simply just push that to the right, and that is for reverse. You have a few different angles that you can go into, same with drive. So you can go through these just depending on what you would like to see for your visibility. Downhill assist control, shortcut to that camera system too. And we have the split design for this armrest, and then plenty of storage in that glove box. Now up top, there's the dome lights along with a sunglass holder, and then we have the control for that sunshade and sunroof as well. Visibility over both shoulders is very easy to see too, so definitely provides you a lot of light. Let's go ahead though and get this all new CX-90 out on the road. And so from sport mode, second gear, here we go. Now, like I said earlier, this is not trying to be a performance-oriented vehicle, but it's interesting when you give it a little bit of gas, it says boost underneath the gear that you are in, and it has some get up and go. It's very peppy. That hybrid technology definitely gives it that added torque that you need, so I don't think it's underpowered by any means. And the paddles are pretty responsive too, which is nice to see. So if you'd like to use them, they are there. And so now that we are behind the wheel from this angle for this almost $60,000 Mazda, I will say it's a very nice interior. It is on more of the simple side if that's something that you like. I'm not saying that's a negative by any means. Everything is laid out incredibly well, super easy to use. My one downside would be that the infotainment system is not a touch screen. However, from previous Mazda reviews, I think I've seen comments where Apple CarPlay, Android Auto does make it a touchscreen system. If that's the case, it's interesting to see that nothing else is touchscreen. I haven't tested that, I haven't hooked up my phone to it, but I believe that is correct. So I would like to see the rest of it be a touchscreen system. I feel like all the tech and the availability to do that is there. It's easy to use everything else. But that's the one thing that I will note about this. I wish that was a touchscreen system. Everything else though is laid out very well. So there's nothing else that can really ding it on. We have the sunglass holder, which I know a lot of people do like. A lot of vehicles don't have that. But it's a nice interior. For almost 60 grand, it's a good option when you compare it to the competitors that I've mentioned earlier. And it's a really nice ride. I haven't had any issues with road noise, wind noise. It does provide you with a nice, comfortable, and smooth ride. So it is enjoyable to drive. And you have tons of space. I like the fact too that you can get the 7 or 8 seater. So it is configurable for your style and what you prefer having for your 3-row SUV. And I think that's going to wrap it up for the all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90. We have the plug-in hybrid. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.